Wine and food have been paired for so long that it takes a downright Herculean effort to think of one without the other. The two are practically an old married couple. They bring out the best in each other, and the worst if the pairing is a complete mismatch. But that's something you shouldn't have to worry about because you will rarely find a bad pairing if the wine you choose suits your preference. The golden rule. If we were to talk of the old days, the golden rule is red wine goes with red meat and white wine goes with fish. To some extent, this rule still applies, but gone is the rigidity of yesteryears. Today, people are more flexible in how they choose to enjoy their wines and foods, but still, certain basic considerations need some remembering. So let's talk about some common wine and food pairing favorites. Pairing basics. Light wine usually goes with light food, and heavy wine usually goes with heavy food. This is actually the principle on which the shorthand rule of red with red meat and white with fish or poultry is based. If the weight of wine and food complement rather than fight with each other, then you're set for a fabulous dinner. After all, it only makes sense that when you serve a very special, delicate dish, its flavor should not be overwhelmed by a full-bodied, highly flavorful wine. Relatively, if you're planning to serve a fine, well-aged bottle of wine, bring out its rare complexities with a simple, unspiced, and neutral dish that will not interfere nor overpower the spirit. So, ask how the food is prepared. The questions to ask are, what key ingredients are used to prepare the food? How was it prepared? Is it grilled, roasted, or fried? What sauce was used? Spices or fruits? Dry or fresh herbs? White or red meat? The answers to all these questions will help you determine what bottle of wine would go well with your food. But for a better illustration, consider the nice contrast between smoky barbecued ribs and sweet, fruity white wine, like the California brand of Chenin Blanc. Sweet wines like Riesling or Pinot Noir go well with spicy foods, Mexican, Thai, Chinese, or Cajun, while cream sauces and cheesy dishes call for an equally creamy wine. A bottle of Chardonnay, Zinfandel, or Merlot is worth a try. Now let's talk about food action and wine reaction. It's a basic principle in physics. For every action, there is a reaction. And so cars move, birds fly, and fishes swim. According to Sir Isaac Newton, this simply means that forces come in pairs, action and reaction. The same thing happens with a wine and food pairing. The taste of wine with food is different from its taste when you drink it by itself. Think of wine as a type of spice. There are elements found in wine that interact with certain elements in the food, and this interaction results in a different taste sensation every time. Italian tomato sauce, honey mustard glazes, and Japanese teriyaki are sweet foods that react by making your wine taste drier. Balance the flavor by opting for an off-dry or slightly sweet wines like Chenin Blanc, white Zinfandel, or Riesling. Salads with balsamic vinaigrette dressing, fish served with a squeeze of lemon, or soy sauce are high-acid foods, so they'd go well with higher acid wines as well, such as Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, or Pinot Noir. But if you're looking for something slightly acidic, white Zinfandel will provide you with a nice complement with its relatively low acid content. Full-flavored wines like Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, or Merlot go well with bitter and astringent foods. Their forward fruity tastes will provide a nice pleasant contrast to foods like mixed green salad, Greek Kalamata olives, or charbroiled meats. And those are the basic rules of wine and food pairings. But you've probably heard of the saying, rules are made to be broken. Well, that goes for wine and food pairing rules too. Again, the main determining factor of what wine goes with what food is your guest's personal preference. And the rules, well, they're not really rigid rules anyway. They're just more like loose guidelines. So go ahead, you have my permission to be a rule breaker on this one.